The Prime Minister give up him. All of him. For the 20 year, him not get none of him.
Recently, there was an announcement of salary increases for Jamaican parliamentarians. Since then, there have been major outcries from different sectors and the general public. So today, we're actually on the road to conduct interviews to see how persons are really feeling about this. So stay tuned.
And Robert J.A. test them, dig up the truth with the problem. Never gonna stop till we solve them. And Robert J.A. the real media. And Robert J.A. test them, dig up the truth with the problem. Never gonna stop till we solve them. And Robert J.A. the real media. And Robert J.A.
What are your views on the average 240% increase on the parliamentarian salary?
Well, like with most persons in Jamaica right now, I don't agree with it. I think it's excessive. I think if they do deserve a salary raise, I can understand that. But 200%, while we have the teachers who need a raise, we have the police officers who need a raise, we have the firefighters who needs a raise. I think it can be put to better use. There are doctors in the hospitals as well who are fighting their own battles. And not even just the doctors, just the medical field itself, that I'm sure the money could be put to better use.
The newly proposed salary of the Governor General is $34 million. Do you know the relevance of his role?
I do not, and that's to my own detriment. But at the same time, again, $34 million, we can do a lot with even just half of that, half of $34 million. So I think it's a bit excessive. Again, as I said, if they are in need of a raise, not necessarily in need, of course they're not in need. $34 million is a lot of money. But if they are due the raise, we can't argue with that. But again, the excessiveness of $34 million is a bit ridiculous. At the same time, I do not know the scope of work that they do, especially the Governor General, the role he plays. But $34 million, as I said, when there's a lot more to be done within the country, it's a bit excessive.
Do you think the salary increase of public sector workers take inflation into consideration?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because if you look at, the average rent, the supermarket bills are going up, the light is going up, the phone bills are going up, the internet, everything for a fairly comfortable life that you will need on a monthly basis, like water, food, the basic commodities are all going up.
Right.
And I don't think they're taking that into consideration at the moment. So no.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
All right, thank you. I appreciate and respect your views, and thank you so much for that. What are your views on the average 240% increase on the Member of Parliament's salary?
Well, definitely, I don't think... I know they needed an increase because we live in an economy where everything is skyrocketing and so on. You understand? Right. What they spend in the supermarket this week, next week is something completely different. You understand? So that is a given. But a 240% increase, that sounds ridiculous. Given the state of the economy now, and you have so many other sectors where persons are getting like 6%, 10% and them small raises. Right? So a $240% increase, I think that is too much.
Do you think the parliamentarians should be dictating their own salary structure?
No, I do not think the parliamentarians should be the persons dictating their salary structure. Reason being, if you are a parliamentarian, you are going to want what you think is best for you, right? And what you think is best for you, not necessarily best for the country, which is what we're seeing right now. Because they decided to take a 240% increase, or to give themselves rather a 240% increase, while they have other sectors like the police force, you have the soldiers, you have the nurses who have been working assiduously through COVID coming over and so on. You have our teachers, right? And their increase is minimal, and they are facing the same stress that the economy produces. And better yet, being parliamentarian, there are certain benefits that they are privileged to that regular sectors are not to. You understand? So, being a parliamentarian, having these privileges and still getting a 240% increase, that's not fair.
Thank you. All right, so Opposition Minister Mark Golding is only taking 20% of his salary increase until public sector worker wage issues are resolved. How do you feel about that one?
No, remember, they said he's taking it until that is resolved. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's only taking 20%, right? So at the end of the day, it is still boiling down to the politicians dictating and getting what they want, while we, the regular workers, have to be fighting for scraps, basically. And I don't think that's right.
All right, and lastly, so the newly proposed salary of the Governor General is $34 million. Do you know the relevance of his role?
Well, that no. The Governor General, I know he represents the Queen, which is deceased now, so represent the King, right? The King. Right, because we are part of the whole Commonwealth. You understand? But in a sense, being practical, right? What really does the Governor General do? He oversees the ceremonies that they have, independence, emancipation, and so on. And you have other situations where he might step in on behalf of the Queen in terms of Commonwealth and so on. But in terms of being active in our society as our regular parliamentarian, MP or Prime Minister or opposition would be, he's not all that active, right?
Thank you so much for your views today, all right? Thanks so much for stopping by. All right, so the first question we wanted to ask was, what are your views on the average 240% increase of the parliamentarian salary?
I just think at this point, with the issue that the teachers are having with not getting paid and the other sectors of workers who are not getting paid, it's just bad timing, a little insensitive. Yeah, so I do not necessarily know the nature of their work. I don't know how much work they do. I don't know how hard it is for them. So I can't say, oh, they deserve it or they don't, because I do not know. But I just think at this time, it could have probably waited.
All right, thank you for that. All right, so Minister or Opposition Minister Mark Golding stated that he was only taking 20% of his salary increase until public sector wage issues are resolved. How do you feel about that?
I just think he says stuff for soundbite. I don't know. If he's against it, just don't take it. Or yeah, I just feel like he's on the fence and kind of, he wants the money, but him don't want it to look bad because he wants to win. So he's kind of, so I don't know.
The newly proposed salary for the Governor General is $34 million. Do you know the relevance of his role?
I just think the role is kind of redundant. What does he do really? Cut ribbons? I don't know. I don't know what the role is. I don't understand the role, and I think it's something we can do away with, especially since the Prime Minister said that he's looking to make Jamaica a republic. I just think they need to retire the position and then probably put steps in place to actually accomplishing becoming a republic.
Do you think the salary increase of public sector workers take inflation into consideration?
No.
General salary increases are like average under 10%. So do you think the government of Jamaica should give a valid explanation to their increase?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's insensitive at this time, and I don't even understand the real reason why they can increase public sector wages. Like, I haven't got a solid explanation. Maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. There's a whole lot of things that's not sorted and not clear. At this time, they should have not given themselves an increase. I think everybody else's salary, you can't fatten your pocket and then everybody else out there big. Like, it don't look good. And an election's coming up, and then probably should think about that before them do it. And maybe they just don't care. I don't know.
What are your views on the average 240% increase on the MP's salary?
Well, I think it's an outrage. I think it's a blatant slap to the face. You know, they have no regard for us as a people. They don't think to want to help us. They want to help themselves. I had put up this thing on my social media page where there was this table and there were like poor people at the base of the table and the rich persons were sitting around the table, and the quote was, "If the people stand, the party is over." And I am so for that. I think that we as a people should stand up for what is happening and let them know that we're not with it, we're not for it.
Do you think the salary increase for public sector workers take inflation into consideration?
I do not think so. I definitely don't think so. When they're increasing their salaries, they're just saying, okay, it's coming from this particular amount to that, thinking that, oh yes, that can suffice. But I do not think that they take into consideration what the inflation is and how we're struggling. We are struggling, we just have to put on a face sometime, but we're struggling with these wages that some of these people are getting. When you get a light bill, your light bill alone are your whole entire pay, and it's so ridiculous, So I don't think that they take into consideration all that is happening in our society in regards to inflation and all of that.
Opposition leader Minister Mark Golding, right, agreed to only take in 20% of his salary until public sector wage issues are resolved. What are your views on his stance?
I commend it in a way, but still, it's not trickling down to us in any way, shape, or form. That whatever other percentage that is not taking, it's not gonna come to us. It's not gonna benefit us. All of them should follow in his step and roll back or take a lower wage, because I don't think they're doing anything, to be honest. I don't think they're doing anything, and the whole of them are friends, as I always say. All of them talk and laugh with one another, and it may look as if they're opposing, but they're all friends. They're all in this thing too. Definitely.
All right. So the last question: the newly proposed salary of the Governor General is $34 million. Do you know the relevance of his role?
I'm honest. I don't know what he does. I know that I think he liaison between the British and whatever, but I don't know what he does, to be honest. And I don't see why I should get so much money to basically not do anything. I totally disagree with that figure.
All right, Opal. So what's the name of the shop?
So this is called JNU Distributors. We're actually located also in Kingston. We have 3 locations in Kingston, one on Tower Street, 2 on Tower Street, 1 on Princess Street, and we're right here, the Portmore Mall, shop 12D. So it's JNU Distributors. You can get us on Instagram also at JNU Distributors.
Okay, awesome. And what are some type of things you supply? Let us know about that.
Okay, so we supply a wide range of things. We're known, especially here, this is called the party store. So we're known particularly for party supplies. So birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings, you can come and get your supplies here. We also have houseware. We have baby. We have Father's Day is coming up. We have Father's Day gifts. We have back to school. We have cosmetics. A wide range of things can be found here at this little store and other locations.
My name is Shan. What's your name?
Marissa.
All right, Marissa, thanks for having us. All right, so the first question is, what are your views on the average 240% increase on MP's salary?
Total rubbish. When minimum wage is actually $13,000. That can feed a household on a weekly basis. So total rubbish. The lowest paid in Parliament is supposed to be $1 million per month. That don't make sense. Why we working $13,000 a week, even when we do 64 hours for a person, that's what we get paid for. We still get robbed, and everywhere, across the board, robbery.
All right, thank you. All right, so the newly proposed salary of the Governor General is $34 million. Do you know the relevance of his role?
Honestly, no. I don't know. Honestly, no.
Our opposition minister, Mark Golding, is only taking 20% of his new salary until public sector wage issues are resolved. How do you feel about this?
To be honest, I don't believe on each side you're going to get anything better from anyone. Only thing them are going to do, when election time, them are going to come and them are going to tell you promises. Really, me I hear this from me about 6 and can remember, and now me at 30 odd, and no changes. So anything with them come with, that make no sense.
All right. Next question. Do you think parliamentarians should be dictating their own salary structure?
No. Why them not make we, the public, determine how much them get paid, since them can determine how much we get paid. The minimum wages is $13,000. I also will know for a family, young girls, younger than I am, have 4 or 5 kids. It can't make sense. It don't make no sense.
Do you think the salary increase for public sector workers take inflation into consideration?
Honestly, I don't read so far with it, but Jamaica needs to do better. The government itself needs to do better for its people. So it don't really make sense to me right now.
My name is Pauline.
All right, Pauline. So first question, what are your views on the average 240% increase on the MP's salary?
The MP them. Remember, say 20 years them not get no raise, you know, so me don't know if you got say.
Okay, so you know how you like the praise for them, you don't like it, what
No, they should have take liquor put on the teacher and the nurse and the police and the doctor.
Okay. All right, thanks for that one. So opposition leader Mark Golding is only taking 20% of the increase until public sector wage issues are fixed. What do you think about that?
That's not bad at all. What Mr. the Prime Minister give up for him? All of him. For the 20 years, him not get none of him. But me feel that the teacher and the nurse and the doctor and the police supposed to get little more money.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And so general salary increase is usually under 10%. Do you think the government of Jamaica should give a valid explanation for their increase?
Yes.
They should.
Yes, they should give.
Now, just make me to see and boy. She come every day. She come out from the mall today. She want me to see and boy. You see and boy, please come to Kensington, come meet her. Everybody call her grandma. She take care of all her kids them. So that is a big blessing she want. For me to see and boy.
Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. I do hope you enjoyed that video. So don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and right before you go, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Bye.